have the tornado tracks from Saturday mapped out yesterday from the National Weather Service at Hastings, so have that update for you, as well as a fifth tornado confirmed from July 6th. So we're going to go through each of these, show you that an EF1 tornado was confirmed near Minden just before 4 o'clock for a few minutes, with peak winds estimated around 90 miles per hour from that damage being done just on the north side of town across Highway 34, with a total path length being around 2.25 miles and the maximum width almost 2 football fields. Then going to another EF1 that happened near Norman. This one started just after 4 o'clock, lasted a few more minutes with the peak winds around 100 miles an hour and the total path length being almost 4.5 miles, but it was a lot skinnier of a tornado with the maximum width being about 50 yards from estimated damage. Now this was one of the fifth tornadoes. One of the later ones that they deduced eventually was a tornado that happened. It was hard to tell because there was a broad area of some straight line winds coming through here and some heavy rain at the time. So this would have been a hard tornado to distinguish real time, but EF0 damage was confirmed to have been done near Roseland and to the south and southeast around 4:30 going to about 4:40 with peak winds around 85 miles per hour and that path length being just over 2 miles. Now a fourth tornado was confirmed east of Hastings near Inland, this happening almost toward 5 o'clock, peak winds around 85 miles per hour. This one having an interesting shape, kind of doing a little bit of a rope out, likely kind of hooking there around Highway 6, but total path length was less than a mile and maximum width was about a football field. Now that fifth tornado we have yet to talk about, this on the southeast side of Sutton. That was an EF1 tornado with peak winds around 110 miles an hour and the total path length being just under 2 miles, but the maximum width of that tornado being about 4 football fields. So Saturday brought a lot of action through south central Nebraska, a lot of hail too. Had some friends and family trying to travel along I-80 and it certainly got hairy there for a while. But in adding up all these tornadoes, reached out to each National Weather Service across the state yesterday, and now with a fifth tornado that was EF0 from Saturday's round, we're now up to a total 93 tornadoes across the state of Nebraska just this severe weather season. It has been wild. Hopefully we're all ramping down at this point and we'll continue to quiet down through the rest of the summer. That's kind of what we see towards the end of July and into August. But out there right now, July 9th this morning, you can still see some haze kind of entering back into the picture from this sunrise. I think we're starting to see a little bit more Canadian smoke being pulled into the area just because we've been under north and northwesterly flow now for a couple of days and continue to see that pattern at least into Wednesday, so something we'll be watching for to make it to the surface. Not really affecting a lot of us through the surface right now, but a little bit higher concentrations in north central Nebraska with temperatures starting out in the 50s and 60s so far this morning. You're looking statewide pretty similarly. Northeast Nebraska in the lower 60s, 56 right now in Broken Bow, 58 in Oglala, 55 out in Scotts Bluff. Now wind speeds fairly calm, less than about 10 miles per hour, if not less than 5 miles per hour for a lot of us. Not a whole lot going on, maybe a few clouds kind of trying to stream in Cherry County, and that's just about it. Most of today will be fairly quiet. So look through most of the morning. I think we see a lot of those cumulus clouds kind of flare up again through the heating hours of the day. But today I don't think we see much precipitation from those cumulus clouds. I think tomorrow we'll have a better chance for some of those cumulus clouds to organize just a little bit more and maybe spark a few showers across eastern Nebraska. But today fairly quiet. We'll top out around 87 degrees, which is a little cooler than normal at this time of the year by just a couple of degrees, with light winds out of the north around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So fairly pleasant today. We'll be watching for a small chance at a spot shower tomorrow afternoon with some of those cumulus clouds, and then slightly warming into the lower 90s through the end of this work week too, before we're cranking up that summer heat and going back towards the triple digits by the end of this weekend and early next week.
Oh, triple digits.
Did you miss it?
No, I didn't. I was up in northern Minnesota and it was like, upper 60s, low 70s.
Couldn't you have brought that our way?
Oh, I did a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah, for a couple
when
days.
I got back yesterday, it was like, I woke up in the morning, it was like beautiful outside.
Yeah, you know it doesn't last long around here. So I appreciate the couple days we can give you credit for.
That's not the Nebraska I know and love. Okay?
Exactly.
Give me the hundreds back. Thank you very much, Jessica.